Every one of us is tasked with bringing the world to perfection. This week's Parashah reveals this secret to help us do just that. We are in the final days of the Jewish year 5785, and our Torah reading has reached the final day of Moshe's life. Parashah Nitzavim and the following three parashot compose one final long sermon on Moshe's last day with his people. Parashah Nitzavim is sometimes called Parashah Teshuvah and is always read on the Shabbat before Rosh Hashanah, a parsha that introduces the idea of national Teshuvah, read in the days right before Rosh Hashanah and the start of the 10 days of Teshuvah. The Devar Torah almost writes itself. But I wanted to look at a different relationship between the parsha and our calendar. Parashah Nitzavim is usually read as part of a double portion along with Parashah Vayelech. But this year, the calendar falls such that we read Nitzavim alone, which means that the final 3 lines of Nitzavim are the final words of Torah we read as we enter Rosh Hashanah. What are those final 3 lines? I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day. I have put before you life and death, blessing and curse. Choose life. If you and your offspring would live by loving your God, heeding God's commands, and holding fast to God. For thereby you shall have life and shall long endure upon the soil that Hashem swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Chaverim, my friends, on Rosh Hashanah the heavenly courts are assembled, our deeds of the past year are read into the record, and we are all judged, and our name is written in either the book of life or the book of death. Compare that to the words of our Parsha. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day. I've put before you life and death. The first line from our closing verse seems to be describing what happens on Rosh Hashanah. What about the last line of our verse? For thereby you shall have life and shall long endure upon the soil that Hashem swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That seems to be describing the desired outcome we all hope for on Yom Kippur, to be sealed for life and long endure upon the soil that Hashem swore to our fathers. So how do we get from the opening of the verse to its closing? From standing in judgment before heavens to being sealed for life? Perhaps that second verse, the middle verse, is teaching us the secret to ensuring we're judged for life. And what is that middle verse? Choose life. If you and your offspring would live by loving your God, heeding God's commands, and holding fast to God. If we want Hashem to inscribe us in the book of life, we need to choose life. Of course, just saying we choose life isn't enough. We need to walk the walk and live by loving your God, heeding God's commands, and holding fast to God. But the first step is choosing life. As we stand before the heavenly courts next week, let us all loudly proclaim, I choose life. My actions may not always live up to that choice, but Hashem, if you inscribe me for a year of life, a year of good and of blessing, with your help, I can bring the world a little closer to perfection. That is one thing we can learn from this week's Parsha, and that's how you can step up this week to bring the world a little closer to perfection. Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova U'Metuka, and Am Yisroel Chai.